So right now it's your 5-year anniversary of All the Smoke. Did I get that right?
Correct.
That's amazing. Like, how are you guys feeling about that? You guys are going on a tour or something for that, right? Tell me all about that.
Tour. We have tours coming up in New York, I think October 7th, and one in Philadelphia, October 9th. We did one in Chicago in July. But yeah, 5-year anniversary. Man, never thought, I didn't even know what a podcast was when we started. And the fact that, we've been able to win several awards and actually turn, since the last time we spoke, we were able to turn our podcast into a whole production company.
Yeah.
So now we have about 5 or 6 shows under our slate. We've cracked the NFL. We're in the NFL now. We're into boxing. We're into MMA. We're into politics as well. And, obviously our bread and butter is basketball. So we've been able to, since Jan 1 of this year, launch this company and we've been taking off. So it's a tremendous blessing. My focus is a little different now, although All the Smoke is obviously, what got us here. My focus now is finding new talent, creating and putting out a positive message and creating positive shows.
So when you say shows, is it podcasts only? Or are you going to be doing television stuff?
A little bit of both. Right now we have 6 podcasts under our belt, working on 3 more. We have a show an actual show that just got greenlight by Amazon. And we're working on 3 really cool documentaries right now. So, I think step by step we'll continue to graduate and really entrench ourselves in the media and culture and entertainment. So it's been fun.
And I'm curious, if people are coming onto your network, so to speak, are you helping produce it? Are you how involved are you going to be?
We're a little bit of everything. We're kind of a la carte. So we can help. We can do everything from A to Z for you, or you can pick and choose what you need because we provide all different services and we can do that. So we have all levels from creating shows from scratch to actually just distributing shows to helping people put together a social plan for their show. So we offer all different levels of service, and those 6 shows all have a little bit of different push to them through our company.
Amazing. Okay, so also you just were at a festival, the Holly Shorts Festival. Is that
yes?
Correct?
Yeah.
And you guys won best short, best documentary. What was it that you won?
Best sports documentary. Yes, for Black Marks. So a friend of ours, Nathan Elliott. We about 2.5, 3 years ago, we started, we were just talking as we continue to kind of build our friendship and kind of where we came from and things that, kind of historical in our upbringing. And I talked about an incident in high school where my sister was being verbally harassed and called racial slurs and got spit on. And, she was 2 years younger than me in high school. So I did what any big brother would do. I took care of the bully. Ended up getting suspended. And while I was suspended, our high school was vandalized by the KKK, burned down a bathroom and swastikas everywhere and mannequins everywhere. And niggers die and all niggers must say. It was just insane. NAACP came out and supported us, had a green light put on my head. So I ended up having to move. And this is all within 2 or 3 months of me coming down to LA to go to UCLA. So I was just on the verge of graduating. So I told him that story, obviously in much more detail, and we made a short out of it. So him and his buddy Jared got together and put this piece of work together. And again, it's been a long time coming. We started it maybe 2.5, 3 years ago and kind of been tinkering with it. And Nate got the idea to start throwing it in film festivals. And in the first festival we got thrown into, we won. So really excited about that.
It's really interesting because he showed it to me probably 2 years ago or a year or so ago. It was phenomenal. And I was, shocked that somebody wasn't picking it up immediately for who knows what, but for something, because it's powerful. It's amazing. It has you in tears, but also it gives you an understanding of who you are, which is why I had you. By the way, you were my very first guest I had.
Oh, really? Podcast. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Because I feel like you are the quintessential person who was misunderstood, right? People say, oh, he's a hothead. Oh, he's this, oh, he's that. When I heard that story, it was very clear to me that you have a loyalty for family, for people that you believe in, for the underdog, for anyone that screws with you, or for you seeing anyone that gets screwed with. So I don't see you as a hothead. I just see you as someone that's fiercely loyal, and you will fight for the person that needs to be fought for if they can't fight for themselves. And even if they can, you don't mind jumping in. But so that to me it was very evident in Black Mark. And I'm so happy it found a home right now and found a festival that gave it some recognition. But I'm curious, why now? Why do you think it took as long as 2.5 years to even get seen?
It's hard to argue, with God's timing, and everything happens for a reason. But I think, to touch on what we started this conversation, the political climate right now, and the fact that, there's so many, is the vice president Black? Is she white? Is she Asian? Is she Indian? I mean, everyone has an opinion on what they think she is. And to me, none of that matters. None of that matters. I mean, it doesn't care about what color the person is. They have policy and they plan to help. So I don't know. I mean, I just think everything happens in God's timing. And again, I think with my story coming to light now, I think it's a perfect time. I mean, just because of the political climate, but then also, like you said, I think it's a true depiction of who I am, why I am the way I am, and why I stand on what I stand on, and why I feel like I need to be a voice for the voiceless, and why I need to continue to utilize my platform to either call people out or spread love and help educate. So again, it's perfect timing, although it's 2.5, 3 years after we made it. But we're off to a good start. Now we're actually in the running for an actual Oscar now. So I'm doing a bunch of stuff to kind of hopefully help bolster our case there. But again, hopefully we can hop in a few more film festivals and get some more awards under our belt. And the goal from Black Mark was obviously, first and foremost, to tell my story, but we know there's a ton of people out there with Black Mark moments that maybe some of your favorite people that you never knew what or why or how or this is the reason why they act the way they do. So our goal, Nate and I's goal was to get this out there and let this be the first episode, but make this a series and cross sports, entertainment, and culture with Black Marks.
I agree. I mean, and good luck with the Oscar push. I think that would be phenomenal. You and I have both had Ricky Williams on. He's another one that I feel like is an important story to tell. I think it's 30 for 30, which is kind of low, the way they did it was a little bit low end and kind of a long time ago. But I think his story, every time I mention his name, people, immediately want to hear more about it. And to me, I found it interesting because it was like, they were like, oh, he's the guy that's addicted to pot and a drug addict. And it's kind of like, well, wait a minute. Was he the guy that was addicted to something and lost his career because of it? Or was he the guy that was completely enlightened and saw priorities as something completely different? And he may have been really good at a sport, but that's not what made him happy. And who are you to tell him when he needs to leave? So I
feel like he was just ahead of his time. If he would have came out now, or it wouldn't have really even been a conversation now, because all professional sports allow cannabis use.
Right.
And, we owe a lot to Ricky Williams for his bravery. And at the end of the day, it cost him his career. And he was a hell of a running back. That was really my first mission, once I retired from the NBA, was to put pressure on the NBA and the NBPA about just educating themselves on the plant. Because I feel like, and Ricky spoke to this, and I've spoken to this, and other athletes, they'll pump us full of absolutely any kind of opioid or narcotic to get us back on the field, the court, or the diamond, but wanted to punish us or even take our careers for using cannabis. So I'm glad now, although I've been removed from the sport for 7 years now, that guys aren't risking their career to medicate, because again, I feel like there's a piece of that plant that can help everyone from children to our grandparents.
Right.